Hello, I'm Test Drive and welcome back to more Forza Motorsport on the Xbox. And in this video we are going racing, but since we have finished all of the level 0 and level 5 events of Amateur, it is time to move on to our second set of level 5 events in Point to Point, and I will show off, of course, that we do have all of the level 0 and level 5 events done here. So yeah, we are moving on to Point to Points to do more of these because there are some level 5 events. There are 3. Okay, well, our first one is a mid-engine event. Open the cars with rear-wheel drive mid-engine configuration. First place receives the Toyota VIS Racing MR2 Turbo T-Bar. Has to be mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, of course. And we do have one B4 class car. We don't actually have all of the B3 and B2 class cars that we had in the previous one. There's also no Porsche Boxsters, interestingly enough. Those were like the main issue I had in the previous one, I think. Yeah, I guess we'll figure out what do I have that I haven't used that's mid-engine rear-wheel drive. So I can go up to B4 class. I could use the Stratos, that is true. We do have the Border MR2, which I have not used. The Renault Clio, which I also have not used. And the Porsche 550A Spider. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I do have 73 grand. I could do something silly. Because if we go to Japan, and Toyota specifically, we of course have the MR2 and the MRS down in lower D class, and then all of the modified cars, but these Toyota Toms MR2s are both like 85 to 88 grand, and they're unlocked. So I could theoretically buy one of these and use it. And I think I remember like our track situation and whatnot. I might buy this actually. Can I? Okay, so it does just tell me I need a certain amount more credits. It tells me exactly. That's cool. 14,990 credits. I thought it would give me the option to sell cars here, but it does not. So we shall go to my garage and go to my cars and pick out something to possibly get rid of, because I do actually want to use probably the T020 MR2, or maybe I'll just keep selling stuff that I've used like earlier in the game. How much is this Integra worth? 24k. I do need a few $1,000s for upgrades too. That is another issue. Only 18k. How much is this? 21, 22, 19. How much is the Saab worth? 18. What about the 240? The 240 is 24k, which actually isn't too bad. Mazda 3, 24. You know what? It did us well. We'll sell the Mazda 3 at least, because that will get me up to... Actually, that'll be pretty good. That'll be 90 something k. That'll be 97k. Yeah, we will sell the Mazda 3. We shall buy another interesting MR2 for another mid-engine event. Yes, I know I'm using 2 MR2s for both of the mid-engine events, but I don't care. And this will leave us with about 10,000 credits left to go, which should be able to get us to B4, I think is the class I need to be at. 4 or 3, I think it's 4. There's all of our stats, just a bit more power than the stock MR2 Turbo T-Bar. And there's all of the numbers and things. We do have a bunch of different colors to pick, which is fun. It looks like actually all the stock colors from the MR2. I'm gonna keep it the blue though. I do like the blue. So we shall pick this and buy it. And for 88,000 credits, most expensive car yet. I had almost 100k for the first time. I'll make some money back and I'll be able to sell more stuff. And if I need to, I'll sell this car in the future too. So I forgot to look. I was going to look to see to make sure that I need to be up to B4 class. Yes, the Vauxhall VX220 is going to be the most annoying car I'm up against. And funny enough, none of the modified MR2s are in here. So that's interesting, I guess. Just the MRS and the stock SW20. And I can actually customize the paint on this because it doesn't actually have a livery per se. It's just a color. It's actually not even a special color. So anyways, the VX220 is our most annoying car to face. We don't have visual upgrades, so the VX220 is going to have less power than I do. We might throw all of our skill points into handling upgrades. Yeah, I'd say acceleration is the way to go, and we can get Club Sport weight reduction, which is moderately expensive at 3,200 credits, but I can afford it, so we will grab that, getting us to B4 class. None of these upgrades are particularly amazing. I guess we'll get brakes. We'll get Club Sport brakes and probably leave it at that, unless I can do one. Nope, I cannot add any power. Unfortunate, because this was only 500 credits, but it's fine. So yeah, that will be our Tom's T020 MR2 for this video. And let's go see what we have to deal with, specifically track-wise, because I think I remember what tracks were going on in this, but we will see in a second. There's all of our opponents once again, and our restrictions. And yes, we are going to the Nürburgring. Oh lord. The Nürburgring A and D, and if you didn't see the arcade mode, I guess was where I drove on these tracks before. Yeah, there's different sections of the Nürburgring. And first place is only 4,000 credits, unfortunately, so we're only going to get 8k, plus I guess a little bit for rarity in these, instead of 10k like the other amateur events that I did recently. That's fine, I'll figure it out. Like I said, I'll probably end up selling cars. I'll probably sell this car because of how expensive it was. So anyways, Nürburgring South will be our first race, aka Nürburgring A, starting from the Forza start line on the straightaway and moving through the first section of the track. Here's all of our stats for it, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Alrighty, oh no. Why am I behind the Stratos and the Clio? Is the Clio going to present a problem? It might. The VX220 is actually starting in front, which is somewhat good, I guess, because it is the highest class car. And we do have the Ferrari Dino 246 as well, and the Lotus Elise, and the Stratos. Interesting setup of cars, but it makes sense because they are all mid-engine, of course. I hit the rev limiter. Oh. Alright, let's see how this goes. So far, I'm cooking. I think the Clio might be a little quick in this. I guess we'll see, but I kind of remember it being quick. Also, this is the one SW20 MR2 in this game that has the pre-facelift brake lights. Instead of having the little like round pods for the brake lights, it has more squared off ones. Hi, Clio. Yeah, that is an interesting bit of trivia, I guess, about the MR2s of this game. Oh my god! Vauxhall VX220 just literally brake checked me so hard. Well, that's unfortunate for my credits. People are wrecking behind me, I hear that shit. Alright, VX220, you are causing too many problems for me. I'm going past you. Maybe, maybe not, I guess. Somehow you have better acceleration than I do. I guess you probably have a better power to weight ratio. Even though I have more power. I think that the VX220 is like super light compared to this car. Like a couple 100 pounds, still less. Oh! It's actually a pretty close race. Oh yeah, we're cooking. I may have went off the track a little bit, but it was on the rumble. I didn't go into the grass, really. So therefore, it doesn't count as going off the track, obviously. I think we might be good, actually. But I think the finish line, yeah, the finish line's literally right here. Alright. I've made a moderately decent choice of car, apparently. Cool. The Clio did not really present a problem at all. Maybe if it gets in front quick, it might cause issues, but... Oh god, the MRS is so far behind. There it is. Alright, 203 for the MRS. And what did I get? I got a 153, so right at 10 seconds faster, even though the VX220 went faster, because I guess I got a penalty and it didn't. And, well, we still get 8,500 credits, thankfully. And it is just body damage, so I didn't hit the rev limiter too many times. Cool. That works for me. We will not be leveling up in this video, unfortunately. Alrighty. We continue on to our second and final race. It's another problem with having less money from these, is that I have less races to get money from too. because there are only 2 races instead of 3, like the average amateur race, or circuit races in general. Alright, there we go. I'm in 56th place on the leaderboard, right at halfway, pretty much. Of course, there are LMP cars up on top. Lena 7, I think, is also just a very good car. A lot of border MR2s, which does make sense, again, as a prize car. And am I the first Tom's MR2? Yes, I am the first Tom's I'm actually the first Tom's MR2 in general, funny enough. I don't even think I've seen any VIS MR2s, so... Oh my god, there's so many border MR2s and then a couple of NSXs. Yeah, amazingly, Piracy UK, nice. I am the only Tom's MR2 at all on that list. Anyways, on to the final section of Nürburgring now, Nürburgring East, aka Nürburgring D. If you look at the thing on the right, 3.7 miles in this one, and it is the final section of the track. So pretty much the opposite of what we just did. And there's our starting lineup once again. And I think things might get a little dicey here because of where we start. And the AI being the AI of this game. Excuse me. Please. Let me go past without ending me. Thank you. Okay, I've somehow survived the first, like, half a turn of this track, at least. Or this section. Later, loser. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't hit the Vauxhall, but I'm glad I did. I think we're good, by the way. I think this car is very good at holding its own, which is fantastic. Oh, that was a sharper turn than I thought it was for some reason. I forgot how to Nürburgring. Been like a couple of weeks since I did the first one. Well, since I did the whole track in arcade mode. And for a time trial. I think we might be fine though. I think I can actually just pull away from them a little bit at least. Good job, Tom's MR2. You are proving to be very useful. For 2 whole races, paid like almost 100 grand for this car and the upgrades. And I get to use it for 2 races to make 16 or 17 grand, I guess. Economics. Well, at least the resale value of cars in this game is actually pretty decent compared to most other games, so I should be able to still get like 80, probably over 80 grand out of this car, I'd hope. Because I think there's a 15% decrease in how much you spent on it versus how much you get out of it, I think. I don't know. Alright, on the straight. It actually goes pretty fast. 130 in 4th gear is pretty impressive, actually. I actually don't know how fast it would go if it wasn't limited by power. Or, I guess technically aerodynamics, more so. Combination of power and aerodynamics. I don't know if the Vauxhall I think is catching up, but is not doing fast enough. I will still be winning this, thank you very much. And there we go. First level 5 point-to-point event is done. The Clio was pretty far behind, so I guess maybe I'm thinking of something else where the Clio is more dangerous. But there we go. Well, I guess we have to wait. The MRS just going literally as fast as it can. Alright, and I got my full money. I did not get any damage in that race. Fantastic. Very cool. And we will get closer to level 18, but not quite there. And I think we get yet another MR2. Yes, we do. The VIS Racing MR2 Turbo T-Bar. The fastest modified MR2 in the game. I guess this car might technically not have the rounded brake lights, but it's also got aftermarket ones, so... And they are round. So I don't know what... Well, it's a 95. what was it, like 93 that they started having the different brake lights? I don't know. It also doesn't have pop-up headlights, which is interesting. Quite a bit of power. Not bad at all. Might come in very handy at some point if I want to use another SW20 MR2. But there we go. The mid-engine event of Point to Point is done. So it looks like next up we're heading back into more Eclipse versus Integra shenanigans. Oh baby, so we will get to that in the next video. But there we go, 4 out of 10 point-to-point races done, or point-to-point events done. And we'll have one last look at our garage here. Our Tom's MR2. Look at the history a little bit, because why not? I drove just under 8 miles and just under 0.08 hours, or right at 0.08. I don't know why I said under. I suppose we can also look at the car I won, which is classified higher than the NSX. So anyways, I guess that will conclude this video. Look at my profile before we go. 6 hours of driving time, 13% done with the career. My value of my garage is over 1 million credits now. That's pretty cool. And my point-to-point rank has, I think, went up again to 53rd out of I don't know how many overall. But yeah, that will conclude this video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one where we do some more eclipsing or Integra-ing. I don't know which one I'm gonna pick. We'll see when we get there.